This guy came from a broken family. I'm going to get out of the army because I'm going to go pursue my dreams, but thank you for everything you got me.
From his humble beginnings as a young immigrant escaping war-torn Iran without his parents, to joining the military and eventually fulfilling his lifelong dream of founding his own company, Patrick Bet-David has a first-hand understanding of what rags to riches means. His life has really turned around, and now he's an entrepreneur and financial advisor, with a massive following of over 2.9 million on Instagram and 3.5 million on YouTube. He also has a high net worth, estimated to be in the hundreds of millions. But what is Patrick's story, and how did he go from his first job, earning just peanuts, to making billions? Prepare to have your heartstrings being tugged by Patrick's incredible journey to success. Background and humble beginnings. As you may already know, Patrick is an Assyrian American. His hometown is located in Tehran, Iran, which is where Patrick's amazing story starts, with his family immigrating to America when he was 12 years old. Unfortunately, his immigration wasn't smooth, and he eventually fled Iran to Germany first, as a refugee during the Iranian Revolution, before migrating to the US in 1990. Patrick lived in a refugee camp for 2 years without his father before they were reunited, and while living with other refugee families, Patrick got his first taste of entrepreneurship. Now, you can't be sure whether it was by choice or whether he was compelled to, but 10-year-old Patrick began picking up trash by the swimming pool to earn money. He earned $0.0059 for every bottle and collected about 5,000 bottles, which brought the total to $148 only. A young entrepreneur and environmentalist. Eventually, his pool cleaning days had to end as his family moved to the United States and he enrolled in high school. He was 12 years old at the time, and given the upheavals he'd been through, he barely made any friends at school. To worsen things, he had difficulty with studying and his grades were below average. College wasn't on the books for Patrick, and after high school, he had the idea to join the military. He served in the 101st Airborne Division of the United States Army. Several years later, he was discharged from his service with the dream of becoming a movie star. But things didn't go as smoothly as Patrick pictured at all. PHP Agency Inc. After his military discharge, he decided to apply to Morgan Stanley, which was somewhat of an outrageous move for someone with only a high school diploma. But contrary to expectations, his resume impressed the hiring committee, and he was hired as a financial advisor. The position offered an average salary of $65,000, which is a very big shift from being the boy who picked up trash and earning only $148. Determined to become more of a success, Patrick left Morgan Stanley and went to work at the Transamerica Insurance Company for 8 years, before he decided that he wanted to stand on his own in the financial world. His dreams were also influenced by a girl who he was seeing then. She worked at an investment bank and encouraged him to open his own insurance firm. Named PHP Agency Inc., an insurance sales, marketing, and distribution company, according to the agency itself, the organization's main objective was to bring life insurance business and annuities to people all across the country. The business began in 2009 with 66 agents in California, but by 2012, it had a tremendous growth spurt. It grew into a company with over 500 agents. Right now, the company has nearly 27,000 agents nationwide, with nearly 200 offices, until it became part of Integrity Marketing Group in June 2022. From just the dividends of this venture alone, Patrick has earned over $100 million, which boosted his net worth to 10 times what it was when he worked for other firms. However, running the company wasn't all roses and sunshine for Patrick, especially in 2017, when the agency got in dire need of funding to expand. Due to his background and tenacity, a situation which was something that could have been a huge challenge for others was something that Patrick just breezed through. He raised a massive sum of $10 million in expansion capital from numerous private equity players, including Atalaya Capital, Gabriel Brenner, Oscar de la Hoya, and Ambina Partners. In 2019, his company hosted a convention with over 8,000 attendees, where Kobe Bryant and former US President George W. Bush were among their speakers. And he didn't stop there. For subsequent conventions, he had several successful figures such as Kevin Hart, Mark Cuban, Ray Dalio, Magic Johnson, Steve Wozniak, and many others in attendance. Valuetainment Media LLC. Patrick's also the founder of Valuetainment Investments Group, Valuetainment Media. His Valuetainment channel alone boasts of over 3 million subscribers on YouTube and offers education and entertainment aimed at a global audience of startup founders and entrepreneurs. He created Valuetainment in 2013 as a media brand where he shares the fundamentals of entrepreneurship and personal development, as well as inspires people to break through their limits. It was just a side hustle for Patrick, as he was still building his PHP agency at the time. However, with the release of one video in October 2015, his popularity shot through the roof. His video, The Life of an Entrepreneur in 90 Seconds, made him become very known among entrepreneurs worldwide. To follow up on that popularity, he published a book in 2016 titled The Life of an Entrepreneur in 90 Pages. These successes led to the steady rise of the company ever since. Fast forward to today, and Valuetainment Media LLC has grown from a mere YouTube channel in 2012 to a platform that reaches millions of viewers worldwide and educates young entrepreneurs on finance, business, politics, family, and investment. It has even been dubbed the best online channel for entrepreneurs. The Valuetainment channel currently boasts more than 4 million subscribers and 558 million views. As he's now an influential figure for young entrepreneurs and financial experts, Patrick has authored several best-selling books. He wrote all his experience and wisdom into books and published these books, which of course turned out to be bestsellers. His debut novel was The Next Perfect Storm, which was released in 2012, followed by The Life of an Entrepreneur in 90 Pages in 2016, Drop Out and Get Schooled in 2017, and the recent Your Next 5 Moves book in 2020. Other sources of income. In between a successful career in financial services, the founding of his own financial service company, and financial education platform, Patrick somehow managed to develop a knack for investing. In fact, the other bulk of his wealth comes from his investments in stocks, real estate, cars, and cryptocurrencies. Therefore, it follows that Patrick created Valuetainment Investments Group in addition to his other businesses. This company is an equity firm which invests between $1 million and $5 million in emerging startups with the promise of returns. To Patrick, it's his own way of doing charity. He's aiding the next generation of entrepreneurs by helping startups succeed, create jobs, and bring new products and services to the world. As his popularity rose in the last decade in the finance industry, Patrick also came to be known as a lifestyle guru. He gives lectures on how to start a business and make it profitable. His business lectures are in much demand, and he earns around $10 million from these lectures every year. Before we find out together the other sources of Patrick's total net worth, leave a comment below on which brand of the finance industry you think is easiest to make money in. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button as well. Now, assets and overall net worth. Patrick's cost of living is as high as his newfound financial freedom has enabled him, and that includes his investment in real estate, which is an impressive amount. He and his wife Jennifer own 2 multi-million-dollar properties between Texas and Florida, with the most recent purchase in Florida setting a community record of $20.4 million in 2021. A little-known secret about Patrick is that he loves cars, and it's no wonder he has a very extensive and expensive car portfolio. He doesn't spare any expense when it comes to his cars, and he seemed to be totally unbothered after his Ferrari SF90 Stradale set him back a cool $1.2 million. He also owns cars worth smaller amounts of money, like his BMW i8, priced at around $148,400, his Ferrari 458 Italia worth $245,000, and his Lamborghini Aventador, which cost him around $354,400, and his Rolls-Royce Dawn, which is worth $428,000. In mid-2022, he decided to sell his life insurance business, the PHP Agency, and although it's hard to imagine the company without Patrick, he did make a sum of about $200 million in the deal, which is by far the largest contributor to his net worth. And since you watched this video to the end, you might want to check out this next one.